very comfortable.
Only thing I did was brought my Witcher t-shirt out to play.
I thought it was a PlayStation shirt at once, and I was like, your square looks funny. But then I saw the wolf, I'm like, oh, that's because it's a Witcher shirt.
No, I can't find any good PlayStation shirts because I want to start getting some PlayStation gear so I can have it on the podcast.
Yes. The only thing I can say is GameStop and maybe Target.
Not GameStop.
GameStop, I just go to the clearance aisle. That's why I can't.
They can't get 2 cents from me right now. No.
Well, tonight I'm putting logo shirts up on the store. So.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see.
Yay.
Hold on, do I get a discount because I'm already part of the family?
If you
I'm just messing with you.
No, if you let me know, I can. Because I don't get a discount for the store either. I run it through Redbubble, but if you tell me before you purchase it, I can drop the price. You can adjust the price. So.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
I'm not trying to play like. God damn! Why are you so loud?
Shut up, phone.
Shut up.
Shut your mouth.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, I am too. Wow. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Deerigan. Alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie V.
Frosted Honey Buns are the top tier snack. Hello, everybody.
Frosted what?
Hostie's Frosted Honey Buns are the top tier snack.
You're the worst. Also joining us is the PC Muscle Race, LeRon Dawkins.
I'm sorry, I have nothing food related to talk to you guys about this morning.
Look, I had some. For breakfast I had some egg whites and a piece of wheat toast and a banana. Felt really good, and then I just munched a bunch of Cheez-Its. So
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Well, since we're doing that, black coffee, 1 banana. I just got through nomming on a bag of garden salsa sun chips, and I'm chasing it all down for Radical Skedaddle Bang.
Nice.
All I had was dots this morning. That's about it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Where's your buddy Dan at right now?
I didn't feel like.
Ed, have you ever eaten a salad or like an apple?
Yes.
Or
Okay, so I have. So when I order Domino's, I do get a salad, like a Caesar salad.
You get a salad from a Caesar salad from Domino's.
I eat vegetables, but most of this whole week I've been drinking water and eating bananas.
What's a favorite vegetable dish for you? Not so much a vegetable dish per se, but what's a favorite dish that's more vegetables than anything else?
I kind of like mushrooms and zucchini together.
Okay, so like a stir fry or steam. Okay, a stir fry or steam. Okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I do eat salads. I do eat salads and everything. It's just when I'm at work, like I said, and I order Domino's, I do get like a salad with it. I get a sandwich or something. I don't go big, and then
nice balance. But I mean, you have to have like one giant bowl of salad to offset like one slice of pizza.
But I don't order salads when I order my pizzas. Like I order salads if I get a sandwich or some chicken Alfredo or something like that.
Oh, geez.
And then I'm drinking water. I'm keeping healthy.
We love you, Ed. I guess sometimes we try to live vicariously through you because sometimes you talk about some really tasty stuff.
I just want to know what your stomach is made out of. Is all I really want to know.
Well, shoot, I'm trying to figure that out because I was telling me and LeRon was talking.
Science is trying to figure that out.
LeRon corrected me. I guess I got a slow metabolism. My doctor said I had a fast one because it was just like I could eat something. Like, let's say 2 slices of pizza I could eat, and for the next 6 or 7 hours I won't have to eat anything, candy.
That's a slow metabolism because trust me, guys with high metabolisms, they can't keep food in their mouth. Like as soon as they're done eating, they're already hungry. Like 20 minutes later, it's kind of like when you have really cracked out Chinese food from a restaurant, and you eat until you're full, and then as soon as you get up from the table, walk to your car and get in the car and turn the key in the knob, you're hungry again.
Yeah, there was I think a couple of weeks ago, LeRon, when me and you and David was talking, I was just like, okay, I need to go get something to eat because I had just been playing Cyber Shadow all day. My body was not hungry at all. And yeah, I ran out the house and got checkers and stuff, but I haven't eaten like that whole day since the time I had got up till now. So, hi everybody. That's
well, no, like I was getting ready to say that,
hold on. Yamato Zero in the chat says Ed will eat funnel cakes, pizza, deep fried stuff, but don't worry, it's all healthy because he had a bottle of water with it.
Shade, Yamato, shade, but that is true.
Chub Life Nick in the chat's like Ed's always the hero.
and to let everybody know, I'm walking. I'm on my feet constantly at work. So I'm walking.
Do you have a Fitbit? Do you have a Fitbit?
I might need to buy one.
Because I tell you what, if you're not hitting 10,000 steps a day, it don't matter.
I actually,
you need to be hitting 10,000 at a minimum.
So I have a walking app on my phone, and when I keep my phone, I'm hitting like about 10,000 steps and everything. When our national park, well, not national park, one of our parks were open, I was hitting like steps. I was like almost hitting my goal of 10,000 steps, and so and that was just within an hour. So I would
an hour. Hold on, I can't hit 10,000 steps an hour unless I'm running like a 5K or 8K or a 10K.
You're running a 10K in an hour?
It's a walking one.
I suck at distance running. Like I can sprint like nobody's business, but I suck at distance running. I'm like, oh wow, I have 3 miles to do this. Oh god, it's one of those things. Like running is a chore for me. Like it's funny because like the weather is freaking atrocious outside right now, and I actually want to run because I'm trying to get summer body ready, and the weather is not helping. I don't like running in the first place. It's already cold outside, and right now like it's freaking it's wintry Virginia rain crap can go.
Yeah, and I still need to get my Ring Fit Adventure. That I want to do because
I do want to get one of those. I do, but like my Switch is upstairs in my bedroom, and I don't need my roommates hear me doing the jogging in place stuff.
And I do want to join the gym, but I gotta get a set schedule at work in order to do that because we're still in the pandemic and they still got limited hours for our gyms here. So, but I try to eat healthy, everybody. I'm sorry.
It's not okay. You're fired.
We worry about you. I mean,
we're not expecting you to be like The Rock or anything.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. But like
we just want even you to eat an apple once in a while,
Even though the other night, like Austin in the chat, like recommended that I go to Little Caesars to try the thin crust pizza. And as soon as I saw Little Caesars, I was like, I'm checking out this conversation.
Wow.
Chubb like Nick is like, don't.
Like I said yesterday, I had some Asian mall food and that was good. I was like,
boy.
yes.
Detroit style, is that what it's called?
What is this Detroit style pizza everybody keeps talking about?
Shout out to Asa Green. He was just like, you need to try Detroit style pizza. I've never heard of it. I didn't know they had
like
their...
it's like this. It's this thing that keeps popping up everywhere now, and it's like, I didn't know Detroit had a specific kind of pizza. Are they feeling left out of the conversation?
Exactly. Like caliber pizza, yeah.
Are they
like we have our deep dish here in Chicago, and I know New York is their thin pizza, and that's pretty much all I know. I didn't know different states have different style pizzas.
Is Detroit known for pizzas though? I didn't even know Detroit had like a regional food. It's not like New York pizza or like Louisiana gumbo or San Francisco hot dogs. I said San Francisco hot dogs, didn't I?
That's all the same. That's fine. Let's be honest. It's all the same. Look, talking about hot dogs, though, I enjoy a good grilled hot dog with, like, I need that spicy brown mustard, a little bit of mayo, some caramelized onions on top.
Yeah.
No, I'm still good with my Chicago-style hot dog.
Cartoon sandwich style, just go, like, just shove it in.
Did you enjoy our edit when we had a plate station and we were talking about hot dogs? Did you enjoy that edit?
I did. I didn't enjoy the edit overall, but I enjoyed that segment of the show. LeRon had all kinds of weird settings going on, and I had to like adjust everything, and like to make them sound normal, LeRon had to sound washed out because it's kind of like all on the same track, and I tried.
Did you have me sounding like the Charlie Brown teacher or I've been afraid to watch it. It's been live since Thursday morning, and I've been afraid to watch it because I'm like I don't want to know. Like I've spent the entire rest of the week trying to fix my issues.
I've watched it and I can hear you clearly, but yeah, I think you can hear Dan and Logan if you have headphones. I think you can hear them, but
you can hear it. It's just if you have it up too loud, LeRon sounds washed out. But if you don't have it up loud enough, you can't really hear them. But look, your numbers keep going up, so obviously people didn't really care. So
yeah, sorry. Yeah, so sorry for the technical difficulties, but guess what? Like I've adjusted some settings now to where like everybody's audio will be on its own separate track. So if someone gets out of line, we can just mute them.
Yeah. Okay.
Mute them in post.
Look, Josh Finney's in the chat. I'm gonna have to fight you, Josh. I don't like DiGiorno pizzas. Every time we've ever gotten one, it's been gross. Every single time. But we do go to Aldi and get our pizzas there. And let me tell you, Aldi pizzas are great. I know.
Josh is like, what? All caps.
I know.
Right.
Last week we got the four. Dude, now I think my microphone settings are all messed up because I can hear myself washed out in my ears. Oh, anyways.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
No, no. Look, my kid's been sitting in here while I'm editing stuff. She's been sitting in here on my lap, and like she'll take the microphone and turn all the knobs and like play with all the buttons and stuff. And like I always have to sit here and like redo it when she comes in, and it's like, well, now it just sounds like I'm washed out. But it's
different.
Yeah,
it's different from us, guys.
Josh just ignited something in the chat, man. There's like a pizza war happening in the chat now.
But last week we got the four cheese blend pizza from Aldi. We bought a pack of pepperoni, and we covered the 4 cheese blended pepperoni, and then when it came out of the oven, I sprinkled some Parmesan cheese on it, put some crushed red pepper on it, ate like 5 slices of that bad boy. It was awesome.
Nice.
And then I felt like crap the rest of the night, but it was good while going in. So that's what they all say, right? It feels good going in. It feels bad coming out.
I gotta give myself a good pizza stone because something happened to the pizza stone I had recently, and pulled it out of the drawer, and it was cracked in half. Like, and it was a clean crack too. You know, I'm not sure, like something just sat on it really hard the wrong way or whatnot, but it was cracked in half. And that pizza stone, that thing will take any pizza that you buy out the store or a pizza you decide to make yourself, and it makes that crust like the. I'm one of those people, like I like a crust that has a crisp on the underside. I love that, and that pizza stone was the business. I mean, like that. Like pizzas have not been the same for me right now. Like, because I'll even order a pizza from Domino's or whatnot, and as soon as it comes in, like I'll give it like 5 minutes to rest, and then I'll have the pizza stone ready. I'll throw it on the pizza stone for like another like additional 5 minutes and get that crust just right.
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. One of our employees brought the homemade pan pizza for Domino's in the black box. It was really good.
That's my jam.
I was just like, oh.
And now I'm really hungry. We're having General Tso's chicken tonight because we're doing Valentine's Day tonight. So it's we're going to the fancy Chinese place tonight and getting takeout and bringing it home and have some General Tso's.
When you say fancy, please don't. When you say fancy, please tell me it's not P.F. Chang's.
No, it's not. It's way better than P.F. Chang's.
Thank God.
It's P.F.
Who
Chang's
thinks P.F. Chang's is fancy? It's like the Applebee's of Chinese food.
Exactly.
Exactly. There was a time when P.F. Chang's was good, but that was like back when nobody had heard of it. As soon as it became like this nationally recognized chain, I want to say once it became like a name, you know, that's in everybody's mouth all the time. That's when the food got bad.
See, you need to find that hole in the wall Asian restaurant.
I have one. I have one.
Because you know that I'm like, okay, the lighter don't look good, but the register still works. And then you get in there and you order the food, and they just give you just a humongous thing of food. You be like, yeah, this is the spot, this is the place.
Food is good, guys. Food is delicious.
But I just don't eat enough vegetables for me, I guess.
Is that? Oh, that's where this conversation stemmed from, wasn't it? Because Ed eats unhealthy, and then we went into a huge unhealthy food rant.
See, I don't get that. How am I the unhealthy one, and then y'all do the unhealthy one?
Because every time I text you at night or something, you're like, I'm out to McDonald's getting ice cream or snacks, or I'm going to I don't know, somewhere to get garbage, put it down my gullet. I don't know, dude.
Josh is like, plot twist, it's Panda Express. That's your hole in the wall place, Panda Express. Because I have seen you talk about Panda Express in the chat.
Wow.
Jesus.
Well, I'm trying to eat healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to cut down on the fast food.
Ed, I will believe you one day, but that day is not today.
Will you ever believe in me?
I mean, sometimes I do. Other days,
Ed, you demanded that there's a Snacktendo channel in the Discord. You demanded it.
No, I did not.
Oh, was it you or Celeste? Which one was it?
That was maybe, I think Logan was. Logan said that.
Yeah, I think it was Logan.
Well, was
I'm
it
pretty
Logan?
sure it was Logan.
Yeah, I never demanded
Logan being the gastronomical gourmand or whatever
he's the one that's been
him.
posting. Right, he's the one that's supposed to know the food.
He's the one that's putting brownies in barbecue sauce, and I still don't understand how that works.
I'm curious enough to try it. I'm curious. I'm not going to say that I want to just eat it all, but I'm curious enough to try it. I'll give it the one. I'll give it the 1 spoon taste test. I'll give it that.
I mean, I'm not interested, but
it's not the first thing you think of, like brownies and barbecue sauce. You don't think of that.
Sweet and tangy? Question mark?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. Okay, I don't know.
And this all stemmed from me saying Frosted Honey Buns is top tier snack.
All right, Chub Life Nick. No lie though, we went to a Waffle House in Ohio. My dude had me put Tabasco on the chocolate chip waffles. Okay.
I mean, there's a ton of Waffle Houses by where I live, so I mean, that it also people like to do that around here. So I don't know. That's pretty normal around here. They also put fried chicken on waffles and make sandwiches out of it here somewhere. So I mean,
right? Yeah.
Chicken and waffles.
I do have to say though, speaking of chicken and waffles, the best chicken and waffle I ever had was the spicy chicken waffle at Disney.
Ah, nice.
Put a little bit of slaw on there.
Disney better have some good food for that park admission price, man. Have you renewed your annual tickets yet?
No. We
is everybody on a rain check or whatever? Are they going to give you the same rates that
they extended everybody's season pass stuff. My parents have them because they go like 3 or 4 times a year. Just want to say, Josh got me distracted now because the waffle sandwich is so good.
Waffle sandwich. Oh man,
it's so good.
Wait. Waffle sandwich.
It's Sleepy Hollow. It's so good.
The waffle. Let me guess. The 2 waffles are the bread. Am I right?
It's actually like a taco. It's like a giant Belgian waffle, and it's full with the chicken and the coleslaw inside.
I'm hungry. I'm officially hungry now.
I'm telling you, it's amazing.
And don't forget, everybody, I'm the one that's supposed to be eating all the garbage.
Hey, I work out at least 3 days a week. So
this is the food I eat on vacation. Okay, you relax, sir.
What'd you say, Corey?
This is the food I eat on vacation, Ed. Not on break from work.
If you was close to Disney or they had a
that's
pick
not
up
the point,
spot
Ed.
food.
Not the point.
In other words, you would go to there every day to pick up some food, wouldn't you?
You just shut your mouth. They do have online ordering.
The guilt. Don't need the fifth on this. The guilt. A minute.
Food talk on the Boss Rush podcast. Gotta love it.
just throwing it out there. It's delightful.
The garbage food is all mine.
LeRon, this is the bad thing about it. I keep telling Corey every time he get those when he goes to like send me pics because I want it. So, getting on him is just.
Oh, you get on me about it too. Like I've learned to tweet in the wee hours. I learned to tweet in the wee hours of the morning that I ate something good.
You have blessed me though with the sushi stick, so I was just like, okay, he knows what I need. Yes.
Look, dude. Sushi though. Sushi's where it's at.
That's a what? How did homegirl say in Living Color is delicacy?
It's amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. What else are we eating? I'm hungry now. I'm like really hungry. I didn't eat lunch. I think I'm about to brave the
elements though and finally get one of the Aldi pizzas that I said I was going to get like 2 months ago.
Dude, it's so good. The Supreme pizza's good too. It's just like
I don't have a pizza stone though, so I've really been putting it off. I don't have a pizza stone.
Where did you get one at?
What, pizza stone?
Yeah.
I think I got. if I'm not mistaken, I think I got the last pizza stone from the outlets. What's that? There's this one store where they sell all the cooking stuff at. I remember getting a pizza stone recently after like going to that place. So I think that's where I got it from. No, it wasn't Bed Bath & Beyond. Overpriced is what Bed Bath & Beyond cooking stuff is.
I was going to say Marshalls.
You want to waste $30? Go buy some measuring spoons from Bed Bath & Beyond.
No, I'm good. I'll go to the I'll go to the grocery store for that.
Wow. Wow. Well, I guess we could talk about video games now. Although I'm really enjoying this food talk.
Somebody's had to mention some Hostess honey buns. Come on, man.
Dude, what are you?
There's like a Dolly Madison or something around you or something. Dude, come on now.
The frosted honey buns, that white frosting on the honey buns from Hostess is the bomb big. And when Hostess went filed for bankruptcy and they went away, they didn't bring it back when they came back. But everybody was buying.
So basically, what you're saying, what you haven't even had one of these recently? You were just like in memoriam. Is that?
We was talking about Hosties and like and snacks and stuff, and I love the apple pie Hosties. I love those, and I was just like, man, I remember going to Walgreens and buying the 2 for $1 frosted honey buns.
Just make the pivot to Little Debbie. Come on now.
No, Little Debbie's the glazed one. The Little Debbie and Hosties, their breading always tastes different. And so when it came to, because their glazed one, it dries a lot, and it does. And the frosted honey buns, they don't dry or anything. Why am I paying like 75 cents for some dry bread where the Hostess ones was fat, plump, sticky, icky, and just so good.
Sticky.
Corey, it's time to move on.
It's time to move on. He said sticky. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. Oh my gosh.
I tell you what, from now on, when I need information about pastries, I know who to contact. Eddie V.
You really want to contact him if honey buns are his top-notch snack? I mean,
Twizzlers fall underneath
Twizzlers?
that.
Are you kidding?
Twizzlers. I don't know, because man, I can't stand the pull and peel ones, especially the multicolor ones where they're trying to give you like all these different flavors in one.
I would just group with Twizzlers all together. Besides the black licorice one, those anyone could keep those. Celeste and David and them, they could keep that. I don't like the black licorice.
I'm concerned. I'm really concerned right now.
Are you sure?
No.
Fat, plump, sticky, icky. Fat. You know what? I'm gonna find someone to make that a segment in Tuesday Night's Crossroads. Fat, plump, sticky, icky.
I'm gonna send Ed a shirt, just a black shirt that has that in white, like the impact font. The impact font.
That will be the next new meme. You're on to something, man. Put that on your merch store. You'll have women. You remember the juicy pants and the leggings. You'll have women asking for that.
Wow.
Oh man. We're slowly sliding to Boss Rush After Dark.
I know. What are we doing? What are we doing here, guys? What's happening?
You might have said hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fat, Plump, Sticky, Icky podcast. Someone might think that's.
I don't think that that's about video games. I feel like that's about something.
Not at this point. We're gonna need to invite the bad bitches or something for this
one. Anyways,
Get to the housekeeping ball.
Okay, I've laughed so much now that my core temperature has gone up. I gotta turn the fan on now. Jeez.
I had to.
Oh my god. I have no water to drink. Oh, this is going to be a fun podcast.
Here we go. This is the Boss Rush Podcast, the flagship show of Boss Rush Games and the Boss Rush Podcast Network. Each and every week, we get together with our friends from around the internet to talk about games and everything we love about them. You can find the show on podcast services, YouTube, and our website every Monday morning. If you like the show, remember to hit that subscribe button, and please rate and review us on whatever podcast service you listen to us on. Follow us on Twitter at Boss Rush Network and join our growing Discord. Also, check out the entire family of shows on bossrushgames.com. We're going to talk about what we've been playing. Of course, for me, it's been a lot of Destiny because the new season dropped this week. I'm almost there. Josh, I know you're in the chat. I'm almost there. He probably left. Nice. It's fine. We're done talking about snacks, so he left. I'm also playing what I'm assuming Ed is also going to be playing today or last night or whatever. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury for Nintendo Switch. The best 3D Mario game returns. And let me tell you, Ed, it plays better than the Wii U version.
Exactly.
It's more responsive. It just feels better.
It feels smoother too.
Yeah, it definitely runs smoother. It feels more responsive. I played the first few levels, and man, dude, it's everything. It's just the perfect Mario game for me, right? Like I've said before, I'm not a 3D Mario guy. The last 3D Mario I played to completion was Mario 64, and that was what, like 20 something years ago now at this point. So it's like, this is the perfect Mario for me. It takes everything I like about the 2D games and puts it in a 3D space. They're small, confined. They're bite-sized levels. It's super awesome. I love the cat suit. I love the level designs. I just love it. I can't wait to play the Bowser's Fury stuff, which I guess is about 2 or 3 hours long.
Dude, everybody's been going crazy over it. They said they really love that mode. I haven't started it yet, neither.
Well, is it a separate mode? Because it didn't give me the option.
It's a separate mode because it looked like it. So when you cut it on, it has Mario 3D World, and I think you got to press like the right stick, and they'll switch to it to play it.
Well, anyways, I'm going to play through 3D World first, and then I'll play the Bowser's Fury stuff. But, I mean, 3D World's not that long, unless you're trying to 100% it, right? I think it's only about 7 or 8 hours long, maybe.
Yeah, I think as long as you meet
about 13 or 14. So
yeah, I think as long as you get enough green stars, like the open up stuff, I think you go like blaze through it about 6-7 hours.
Yeah, I mean, as for me, I'm gonna get all the green stars. I'm gonna get all the stickers, because those stickers, or the stamps, I guess, which was what I originally thought was gonna be Nintendo's achievements system. You collect stamps in games, and you get this big sticker book that you can show all your friends from your profile. And guess what? They didn't do it. We talked about that on like episode 5 or 6 of Nintendo Power Block. Remember that, Ed? When we were talking about the sticker system and how cool it would be if Nintendo implemented this as their achievement system. It's fun. It's like a kid-friendly achievement system type thing. You can flip through, and people can like click on and say, "Oh, you did this. You beat this level in this game, whatever." Never did it.
The crazy thing was, like we talked, it worked because everybody was posting on the Wii U version all the sticker stuff.
Yeah, they were posting them on like the on the Miiverse and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, guess what? Nintendo's gonna carry this this social network over to the next console, because that would make sense, and then they didn't, and now you have a popular console where the Miiverse would actually make sense.
Agree, 100% agree.
Nintendo, get it together, guys. Come on, you make great games. You have a great console for Nintendo games and indies and stuff. 71 million units sold.
Get it together, Nancy. Get it together.
So that's all I've been playing. I've been playing a ton of Crucible, trying to get in Destiny, trying to get light level up and try, because I want to lose for trials tonight. I'm gonna lose for trials gear. For those who don't know, Trials of Osiris is like the 3-on-3 hardcore mode, and they have like really awesome gear this season, and I will lose for it. Josh, you got the Trials gun. You got the Trials gun. Oh no, he got it. Anyways, LeRon, we're gonna go your way. What are you doing? What are you playing? What are you doing?
This is gonna be really really sad.
Monster Hunter Rise demo, guys.
No. The only thing I've had time to mess with this week was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh,
I'm playing on PS5.
that's amazing. I like that game.
So Logan. So I know Logan's doing backflips somewhere.
Is he?
Yeah, because that's because that was the running gag from the very first Crossroads show that I'm the host of the Crossroads show, but have not played one of the greatest PS4 games of all time.
That's fair. I mean, you haven't, and that's fair. But
yeah,
you're playing it now, and
then I got ridiculed because I started on the PC and that wasn't good enough.
But it's better there, isn't it? Like theoretically, isn't it better there?
It is, especially if you have a RTX enabled graphics card. It is.
Yeah. So why didn't you just play it there? Should have just played it there.
No, it's like when you're that boyfriend that can never do anything right to please your significant other. That's really what's happening right now.
You're just describing my life right now. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really like that right now, though. I mean, it's like I'm doing it, but I'm not doing it well. Or I'm not doing the correct or the right way, or or I'm not doing it enough. There we go.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, the only reason why I'm getting a little bit of slack is because I'm playing it on an actual PlayStation system. I'm not playing on the PS4, but at least I'm playing it on the PlayStation system.
That's fair. That's fair.
Did you restart it on PS5?
I had to restart it because it'd been so. There was Monster Hunter games going on. I started playing. What was the other game I was playing? I've been playing Fire Emblem. I've been playing Foregone. I've been playing freaking Hades. Like, there's been so many games in between the time that I first started Horizon Zero Dawn that it was like, oh God, what am I doing? And yes, I'm one of those people. I can really only play one game at a time. So if I don't hurry up and beat Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm going to have to restart Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem's
and
great,
there's
though.
a Monster Hunter game coming in less than a month.
Yeah,
I know. It's gonna be cool. I think I'm gonna get Monster Hunter. I don't know how I feel about the demo, but I trust that I may like this one.
Maybe I won't. The demo in the beginning wasn't really doing it for me, but the more I've sat down and I've started tweaking the settings and all that stuff, it's starting to actually look like it's going to be my thing. That it's going to be my Monster Hunter fix until Monster Hunter Stories 2 comes out, because that's the one I'm all in on. Monster Hunter Stories was one of the best Monster Hunter games I played that wasn't an actual Monster Hunter game.
You think they're gonna re-release it eShop?
I hope so. It would be nice.
It seems like that would be a candidate for a HD remaster.
Yeah,
because it's good. It was good on the 3DS.
Because the only way you can play it right now is play it on 3DS if you can still find a copy of the game on 3DS, or you can play it on. I know it's on the Google Play Store. I know that, and it's decently priced on the Play Store too. I think it's between $13 and $20.
It may still be on the eShop for 3DS.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. I mean, I just know you can't find physical copies anymore.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Why not?
I just don't see them unless you go into GameStop and buy them used.
Yep. I have my physical.
Like I still have my physical. I downloaded it on my tablet and I'm playing that.
I just really stopped with physical stuff. Like, it's especially with Nintendo stuff that like sometimes you get rid of because you need money in certain situations or whatever, and then it's just like, man, and then you want it back because you want to collect it, and then you're just like, I can't keep doing this because like the prices keep going up and up and up, and that's like the bad thing about Nintendo right now is like there's 3 generations of games at least that you can't play,
There's 3 generations. There's 3 generations of games that are still full price.
Yeah, like
how about that?
Like Nintendo 64, GameCube, and like all the handheld stuff at that time, it's just all missing, and like there's no easy way to play any of it, and it sucks, right? It sucks, and that's for a company with a legacy like Nintendo is like that's just. I don't know, especially with the way that like Xbox is doing backwards compatibility and PC stuff is like, oh well, if it's in your Steam library, you can just play it, right? It's like with a legacy like Nintendo's, it's just sad that they're not trying to do something like that.
I think that's why a lot of people hit a lot of like Salvation Armies in the garage sales and stuff.
Garage stores?
They're trying to look. Yeah, they try garage sales. I'm sorry. They try to look for a lot of the Nintendo stuff because if like a mom or dad just trying to get rid of the kids' toys and stuff, and they see a box of all of these hit games, they're snagging them up for like $25 or something, and the parents don't understand it and stuff.
Yeah, it just I don't know. Yeah, I mean, even that stuff's getting harder to find at yard sales and stuff because that stuff like. That stuff is 20, 25 years old at this point. People have already sold them, you know? Like, GameCube stuff is always the hardest stuff to find at yard sales. Like, always.
It's funny because now I'm starting to wonder, like, how well the selling system was GameCube, you know?
Yeah.
It was kind of decent.
Oh, I know.
No,
I know it sold well.
Well, it didn't. Actually, it really didn't sell that well.
It didn't sell well.
It didn't sell well?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, compared to the
it's
system
Nintendo's,
before
it's
and the
Nintendo's
system after.
It's Nintendo's third lowest selling system of all time.
But everybody who talks about the GameCube, like that era, if they're not talking about PS2 or they're not talking about Halo, they've been talking about all their playing time has been on GameCube, and then that's why like a lot of lists of games come for the GameCube era.
Let's see. I had a GameCube, and I think I want to say I maybe had somewhere between 11 and 18 games in the lifespan of my GameCube. But I'm really picky because you guys have heard me say this before on other podcasts. Like I usually get one of the mainstream consoles, and then Nintendo is my alternate pick.
I probably had like 50 plus. You know.
Damn.
Yeah, Ikaruga, Metroid Prime, Eternal Darkness.
See, Ikaruga wasn't an original GameCube title. It was released on the Dreamcast first.
But the thing about it, see, and that's the weird thing because Radiant Silver Gun came to Dreamcast or Saturn, and I never seen Ikaruga on Dreamcast. I seen Ikaruga on GameCube.
Most people had to import Ikaruga because
that may be in it.
Yeah, most people had to import Ikaruga, and of course, like, you know, Dreamcast, all you had to do was like put a rubber band on like a certain part of the console, and you could play any import title.
Right, because Skies of Arcadia Legends on GameCube,
it's great.
It did better than the Dreamcast one.
Well, because the GameCube was more popular than the Dreamcast. That has nothing. I mean, the game still sold under 1 million units. It's not like a huge seller.
Yeah, but
so just before we move on, just to set the record straight, Nintendo forecasted it would sell 50 million GameCubes worldwide by March 2005, but by the end of 2006, which was the last time they reported GameCube numbers, they sold 21.7 million units.
Power of PlayStation 2. Everybody was getting that.
PS2 was a monster, though. It had that, like, everybody wanted it for the DVD player. Plus,
PS2 was a powerhouse.
Yeah. Plus PS2 had such a long tail afterwards, especially in developing countries. Like, it still sells really well in like Brazil and stuff, right? That's why they were making games for it until 2013, I think, 2012. Yeah. Like, MLB The Show came out on PS2 in 2012. So
yeah, like PlayStation had some great first party titles, and then Capcom definitely was a big supporter of PlayStation 2, and then but like it was a powerhouse system for RPGs for a lot of people for PlayStation 2, and GameCube was like
because of Square Enix effect. Like, you know, honestly, and you know, this is one of the biggest things that hurt Nintendo, like in the 64 era, is because they lost Square Enix.
Yeah,
they lost Square Enix, and it took them a while. Yeah, and then we saw, like, when the GameCube was out, we saw Final Fantasy games, but they weren't the mainstream games. We were getting all the offshoots and all the side games and stuff like that.
Like
the games weren't bad. I mean, Crystal Chronicles could die in the fire as far as I'm concerned with that with the whole Game Boy Advance connectivity stuff, and like.
But it's such
I feel like LeRon was the lantern bitch, though. I feel like that's why he doesn't like that game
I really was. I was.
It's so weird that Square Enix, or at that time SquareSoft, they left Nintendo, and now Square Enix is kind of back with Nintendo, being surprised that they're selling. I mean, they're
selling all their old stuff, but you're not seeing Final Fantasy 16 coming to the Switch. Right?
No. But I think their success is like in Bravely Default and Oninaki and stuff like that. Like some of their like smaller games and stuff. I think Square Enix is just like surprised that they got
Switch
it back.
is a good place for their back catalog. Like the older Final Fantasy games sold really well on Switch, right? God, remember when all I did was make fun of Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, and then I played it on Switch, and I actually kind of liked it.
Yeah,
that was bad. Don't buy it, please. Don't support my awful. I'm even though I liked it, I'm still not going to support that game.
I was kind of shocked that Dragon Quest 11 came to Switch. But didn't realize
Come on.
But then
what do you mean? Dragon Quest
home for Dragon Quest games.
Nintendo has been in bed with Dragon Quest forever. Dragon Quest is Nintendo's Final Fantasy, right? Like
but I think when they merged with them, before they ported Dragon Quest 8 to like 3DS and stuff like that.
They all those games are exclusive to Nintendo systems at this point. Dragon Quest came out on PS2, but PS4, I get. Dang it! Now I got to think about this. Dragon Quest 11 came out on PS4. The Switch got the definitive edition, and then Xbox has it on Game Pass now.
And when it originally came out, Nintendo and Sony got it at the same time in Japan. But Nintendo's had
Nintendo got the 3DS version.
Got the 3DS version because of the old school sprites and stuff like that. And then I think here's what we need to focus on
with games like that. Like, remember, it goes back to what I said a couple shows back. Like, these companies look at where their demographics are at for certain games, and so Dragon Quest looks like a quintessential Nintendo title. I mean, look at, it's damn near sprite based. They did get the exclusive for 9 and for Dragon Quest 9 on 3DS. Yeah. 10 was the online one that was only in Japan for Wii U, and I think PC got it. I think just Wii U and PC got it. And then they changed it and brought it to PlayStation and Nintendo consoles. Mm-hmm. So I mean, when you do a deep dive, it's not really surprising how some of these games do well on certain systems, like Nintendo systems particularly, or how they do well on Microsoft systems. It's not when you actually do a deep dive and look into it, it's not that surprising. It is surprising, on the outside, but once you start doing the research and you gotta research your demographics. That's why EA gets away with what they do on whatever games whatever systems they decide not to release on. Activision has the same problem. Square, Capcom, they have problems because you look at these games oh man, this game was perfect on this system, and it does not show up on this system. And and we'll move on. I think that's why at one time it was just these companies were losing so much on the other platforms, and it felt like when they put their games on Nintendo, they were making up that money that they lost. That was the logical theory for that, because they had lost, Capcom lost a lot of money with Dark Void, but they had put something. No, Dark Void was a bad game. I reviewed that game for Pop Culture Shock. And we did the 1 to 10 scale as far as what we reviewed that game. I reviewed that game. I gave it a 4. And everyone knows I love Capcom games. That game was bad. Yeah, and Bionic Commando that they put on. Actually Bionic Commando, I gave that one a 7. Not Rearmed, the other one. With the the actual sequel to the Bionic Commando. Yeah, I gave that one a 7, but Dark Void, there was You gave the 3D one a 7?
I mean, IGN gave it a 9.
Yeah, that game was not that bad.
Oh, I thought that game got
I mean,
maybe average rating.
Revisionist history says that game is bad, but that game got pretty decent reviews when it came out.
Yeah, that game was decently reviewed. It didn't do enough. It didn't do enough to keep it from not having a sequel, but that game got decent reviews.
There's a lot of revisionist history in video games. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, that is. It's just like video games and movies go so hand in hand. Like sometimes, like like a movie is, like for example, like Pitch Black had like a 21 Rotten Tomato score. Now the Rotten Tomato score itself hasn't really gone up, but like all the audience people who have seen it have like, oh, it's more than a 21.
It has a cult following. Then everybody liked the video game, The Chronicles of Riddick, on Xbox.
Actually, The Chronicles of Riddick is a good game.
That game did well though. I mean, that game reviewed well too though.
Yeah.
Assault of Dark Athena did not, but that first game did.
Yeah.
Was Chronicle of Riddick supposed to be like the second phase of it? Like,
yeah,
it was
Chronicles of Riddick is the second movie.
Yeah.
I thought the game.
Pitch
I
Black.
thought the game was.
No, Pitch Black is the first one, and then Chronicles of Riddick, and then what? There's one in between, and that was what, an animated something, and then it's Riddick is the fourth movie.
And the game Escape from Butcher Bay, that was supposed to be the prequel tie-in to how like we got to where we were at with the first Pitch Black movie.
Yeah.
Oh, so Chronicles of Riddick was the second movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was the name. I thought that was the name of the game. I thought they did.
No. The Chronicles of Riddick is the series. Pitch Black is the first movie in the series. Chronicles of Riddick is the title of the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay is the game.
Is the game, okay.
And that game serves as the prequel to the entire universe.
Okay.
I hate how much I know about the Chronicles of Riddick.
Hey, I was a fan too until after that second one.
I only seen the first one, so.
And also, Vin Diesel movies are stale as I don't know what. Like
he plays the same character in every movie.
That's true. Like he had this X factor in like Pitch Black.
Some would say the triple X factor.
Oh no.
Well, no, it's funny because like, man, like remember when he was like this skinny athletic dude? Now look at him now.
Yeah, he was like snowboarding and stuff, and it was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I heard about that last Triple X movie.
I love how the Arc 2, like that trailer we saw. I'm like, man, how they gonna give Vin Diesel back his Pitch Black body? Doesn't look like that.
I'm sorry, that was some questionable content. That was low level garbage. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have respect for Vin Diesel, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like you don't look like that, and they gave you.
I really wish we did breakouts for this show because this would be a hilarious. This would be a hilarious thumbnail. Maybe I'll do that for the thumbnail anyway. It'll be fun. Just Vin Diesel is the thumbnail.
His movies are all about family.
Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder, Josh. Who was his family? Who was his family in this in Pitch Black?
Oh man, that movie.
Or are we talking about now that he's gotten seasoned and he's got some acting credit under his belt?
Yes, seasoned is the correct term.
I guess.
Jeez. By the way, though, I watched.
Like, I don't know, but I did. There was a barbecue.
Watch that Fast 9 trailer, though. Tell you what, Michelle Rodriguez could murder someone.
I feel like she's carrying. I feel like she's carrying the movies. Like if The Rock is no longer in those movies, I feel like she's the one that's carrying these movies now.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still like fighting? Are they still feuding? Is
Vin Diesel still feuding.
Not like The Rock still?
They're still feuding. That's why there's Hobbs and Shaw now. That's why there's a breakout, like a side series now.
That movie was good, by the way.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw was really good.
Except I don't know how believable it is to fight a super soldier with like old Hawaiian tribal tools.
Yeah. Now that
But also, I don't go into the Fast and the Furious franchise with any realistic expectation of anything whatsoever because they jumped out of skyscrapers and landed in the next one. So
I think after they did the first movie, it just went a whole different route.
Yeah,
those movies exist.
I'll say this: if we're talking about the super soldier versus the natives in American Samoa and stuff like that. Come on, this is just like Aliens or Vietnam. High tech people showing up in the backwoods and getting smacked.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Man, well, what else? What else are you playing, LeRon?
Oh, that's it. Speaking of like like high tech stuff, like basically Horizon. That's honestly it. Like that's all I've had time for. Like I've been trying to do a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff for Crossroads and technically some boss rush stuff. As a matter of fact, you saw my little should I buy this thing
I did. It's cool.
the other night. I was like, oh man, this is cool.
And then LeRon just listens to me, even though I'm just like, just do it. You bought it, didn't you? You bought it.
Not yet. Not yet. It's in my shopping cart though.
Yeah. See, it's there.
Oh.
Still thinking about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Even though I just sunk a whole bunch of time into fixing my Twitch and OBS settings, now I gotta do all this stuff on YouTube.
YouTube. YouTube is the that's I don't know. I don't even know where to go anymore because every time there's a problem with YouTube, everyone's like, "I'll go to Twitch," and every time there's a problem with Twitch, everyone's like, "I'll go to YouTube."
Everyone go to YouTube.
And then I'm just like, I'm just gonna do a
what I know for
podcast.
sure.
And whatever happens to these videos when someone says something stupid is just gonna happen. So
here's a tip for anybody that's out there trying to do doing the streaming thing. Like don't worry so much about getting monetized on Twitch or on YouTube. Like start Patreon, start OnlyFans, and I say that respectfully, because you're going to get more of your money from the monetization from those than you are going to get from Twitch and YouTube. Now, I will say this: YouTube does have does do a better payout on monetization than Twitch does, but still, like you get more direct access to your cash and stuff like Patreon and stuff like that.
Patreon, jeez. Ed, what are you playing?
So I'm actually playing Horizon: The Frozen Lands on our PS4. The DLC. I just finally got into it because I needed something to play. I put Yakuza on hold. I'm just like, I'm gonna go jump back into Horizon and finish that. I really have an urge to do God of War, on my bigger TV, and see it like in HDR and stuff like that.
That's the first game I'm playing when I get a PS5. Is God of War. Mm-hmm. I want to see I want to see it. I want to feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I plan on playing that one on easy because I already beat the game. So, but it's just like New Game Plus. I
always play games on easy. I don't care.
You know what? I've made that shift now. Like because it's one of those things. It's like I don't mind the challenge, but it's more like I've got a backlog of games, so I just need to beat the game as quickly as possible so I can move to the next one.
Yeah, for Switch, because I haven't really started anything on Xbox lately besides Doom Eternal. I'm not really feeling that. Like we talked about Super Mario
either. I played like the first hour of Doom Eternal. Like I don't know when it came to Game Pass, I was like, I'm not feeling it. I don't know if I just played too much Destiny and Halo to even like want to move that fast, and
it loses its appeal. Like when you get into the second level,
I just want to shoot stuff. I don't want to have to like. I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate what it does, right? Like I'm not like trying to say it's a bad game or anything. It's just one of those games that's not for me. It's not for me. I've been trying to really like focus on that last year and this year. Is like if it's a game that's not for me, it's not for me. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a terrible game, but it's not for me.
Ni no Kuni, I've been playing on Switch. I've been jumping into Streets of Rage 4 also. Been just beating up people and doing combos, just like having fun. Project Starship X is a vertical shooter indie game, kind of cool. And Binary Star Infinite is a really cool one. It has this downwell kind of look to it. And every time you destroy the enemies, it shakes the world and everything. It's a really cool game. But that's pretty much all that I'm playing. Nothing too major until Bravely Default 2 come out. And like I said, working on Super Mario 3D World with that. So, yeah, pretty much just those games. That's all that I'm playing.
Neat. Well, I guess we can get into some of these topics here. We do have a few topics. What is happening? My mouse is like, it keeps zooming in on everything, and it's like, I don't understand what's happening. Not like sitting on any.
You don't have your finger on one of the control keys, do you? On the keyboard?
No, it's sitting in front of me, not even being touched by anything.
It's just
I don't know. Is this some kind of weird setting that I accidentally put on it? LeRon, help me. How do I do this?
I'm not sure quite what the problem is, so I don't know if I can help you.
When I scroll with the imaginary wheel on my mouse, it zooms in and zooms out.
It zooms in and zooms out.
Yes. Technical difficulties on the fly, everybody.
I would say unplug your mouse and then plug it back in.
Unplug my mouse and plug it back in. It's not plugged in. It's a Bluetooth mouse.
Unplug the dongle.
There's no dongle. It's like a button.
Oh, then turn off the Wait. So wait, how's it receiving a signal?
Don't worry about it. Magic. It's still doing it.
Power off the mouse and
I did.
Okay. I have no idea what's going on. You're using a Mac, aren't you?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Is there some sort of like?
I don't know every trick for Mac products.
You need to. Come on, you're my tech guy. I need to know these things.
Right.
I will get back to you on that.
How do I make you stop zooming in and out? Now it thinks I'm highlighting everything.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, it stopped. Whatever I did, it stopped. I don't know what happened, but it stopped. So, man, technical difficulties are amazing.
Yay!
Now my stuff won't scroll. So now I don't know what I did. Well, everybody, I'm just gonna read the Google Doc and shut up. We have a couple topics, everybody. A couple topics for you. Well, so I've heard this on a couple podcasts last week in kind of running the circles on the internet. E3. Is it still happening this year? Do you think an E3 type thing will happen this year?
Yes.
Do you think it'll be E3, or do you think it'll be some kind of online thing to complete with Jeff Keighley's Summer of Horrors show?
I think it's okay. So I think E3 is going to happen. It's just that everything is going to be digital. I think we'll still get like Sunday Microsoft, Monday Square, and everything. No, Bethesda was Sunday also, right? I think
I don't remember at this point. It's been so long.
I think we'll get like Ubisoft and Square Monday, and then Nintendo Tuesday. I think the only difference that we'll have, depending on when they go, like going inside the building to play and test these demos, I think that's the thing that we're going to see. I don't know if Nintendo's doing Treehouse Live. If they're not going to be at E3, they could still like do a presentation at the Treehouse if they decide to do it. I think it's just going to be a different, I think a different thing after Tuesday, because normally by the time E3 is supposed to really start, we know all the information of the games that's been released. And so unless you're watching the Treehouse Live, that'll be the only thing. And if people are checking for interviews and stuff, the Jeff Keighley thing, I still don't know what that was last year. Like,
Jeff Keighley. Keighley.
I mean, I guess, but I'm like, who is part of this, of your showings? Who's part of these directs and stuff? And I was completely lost. Like, I just checked out. I didn't know what he was showing and who was part of it and stuff. So, but I think that the portion of E3 that we know and we like already want to come and just see, I think that part is still going to happen. I hopefully it would be cool if everybody, even though they're not at E3, would get those demos to like try out and stuff. I think that would be cool. Definitely Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, if they decide to do it. They just put out these demos. And then that's it.
What about you?
Well, I didn't catch the Jeff Keighley thing because it's a Jeff Keighley thing. That's why I didn't catch it. I don't know. I'm still I'm still like a bunch of mixed emotions about E3 because I've kind of lost faith in E3 back when like the big three, like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, like stopped having keynote events at the E3 shows. Like I feel like it's just been one of those things where basically a lot of people honestly are there to see the news, for games and stuff, and see the new announcements and hear what's going on and stuff like that. But in all honesty, like when you have the main presences not being there, like it really takes away from the experience, And yeah, it's true, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they all do their own thing now, and we get more of a what I like about it. Well, what I liked about it is in the new format is that we get direct information. Nintendo Direct, for example, we get direct information about what's going on. Whereas opposed to like when E3 was the thing, with E3 was the thing where all three platforms were there. It'd be broken up, and we'd have to spend either all our day waiting for the news, or or have to know specifically when the news is going to happen and stuff like that. Now, as far as E3 2021 is concerned, I feel like based on all the news I've heard, I feel like it's trying to be a thing. So it probably will happen. The thing is, though, I hope it doesn't look like some slapdash, thrown together like event, because that'll honestly hurt them more than it will help them, And yeah, I understand the reason why we didn't have an E3 last year is because of the pandemic, But then again, everybody's business models had to change because of COVID and stuff like that. So if E3 happens, I will check it out, but it'll be back to that same level of how it was the past couple of years, with no Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft presence there anymore.
Are you speaking more of like the press conference? Because I think that's what for a lot of gamers is E3 coverage. It's just the press conference itself, the game announcements.
Yeah.
I think after that, it's up to people if they want to stay there and watch. Because even the PC gaming show kind of gotten better in a sense. It's now part of E3 and stuff.
Yeah.
I think with this one, the measures could be controlled, because definitely I think it was 2019, like when Walmart pretty much exposed all the announcements and everything. And they're trying to avoid 2018, I think. They're trying to avoid that. I think this is just control content and stuff. And they could get their message to the point, say what they need to say, and move on, and don't have to spend all this money trying to impress gamers about an announcement for a game.
Actually, not giving a little more thought into it, given the fact that there was no E3 last year, like a lot of developers and publishers, had to reassess and figure out how they're going to market and things. So there's a good chance that E3 2021 is actually going to be a success. The only problem is, last I heard about it, and we even reported on Crossroads, is that they're looking for publisher buy-in right now. So they're actually looking for people to actually say, hey, we will have a virtual floor space on your show this year. And the problem is, a lot of these companies have already figured out like their own virtual floor space, so now it's like, okay, do we waste time for this, when we've already had our thing going?
There's got to be some sort of incentive, and right now there's no incentive, because if you're just offering a digital platform, well, these companies already have those, right? Like there's got to be more than that, and like, I don't know. I feel like E3 has got to evolve somehow, because it's not the 90s anymore, right? This the trade show version of E3 happens through, Zoom meetings now, and it's with this connected world, the thought of old school E3 is just gone. Like, I do think that E3 is going to happen, right? Like, I think some sort of E3 is going to happen, because I do think if you're not really, you're into games, but you're not like really, like us, like looking everything up every day and whatever, you're just like, oh man, I wonder what new games are coming out. I think a lot of people, maybe not E3 directly, but they point at June and be like, oh, well, this is usually when a lot of the games for the fall are being either announced or shown, or, new trailers are dropping for games. So I think that's why E3 is going to exist in some way, but also like people learn about Nintendo Directs and they're like, oh, well, that's just easier,
And Treehouse Live has kind of been part of what everybody want to see. If there's a big game that they're bringing, like if they're bringing Breath of the Wild 2 and they're doing a playthrough to show more of it, people are going to tune in to that part for E3.
Well, and not just that, but I feel like going by Treehouse Live, right? Like, I mean, I don't really. Treehouse Live to me is kind of boring, to be honest with you, for me. But like it does, like if you I will watch, like if they bring Breath of the Wild, right? That'd be an awesome game to show. But remember that one year we were covering it, Ed, and like they just randomly announced a Metroid game for 3DS.
Yeah,
and
like,
it was like,
that
oh,
was
okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
it was
what
just
3DS game?
Samus
Returns. They were
Like-
showing off Pokemon, but before they got to the Pokemon segment, they were like, Samus Returns is coming, and you're like, oh, okay, neat. So
You want to hear something crazy? I honestly
Ed already
did not
talked.
know. What?
I said Ed already talked.
Oh.
Oh.
When it comes to
It was a
Samus
joke.
Returns,
Sorry, Ed.
I did not know that Samus Returns was a thing until literally one day I was in Best Buy and just happened to be new release day. And I just happened to walk through the Nintendo section, the 3DS section, and I saw the game on the shelf and I was like, wait a minute, what is this?
Yeah.
So, as big of a Metroid fan as I am, I somehow managed to miss that news.
Mm-hmm.
while me and Corey was talking about Breath of the Wild, just like having a good conversation, it just cut on. Like, wait a minute, what is this?
I think we were talking about what we were going to see from Pokemon, because I think Ultra Sun and Moon was that year.
Yeah. And like they were just showing this thing, we just like, what is this? And it was just a Metroid, and we thought it was a brand new game. We didn't know it was Samus Return until after they said it was, because it was like new mechanics and like new graphics and everything. So we're thinking it's a new Metroid game for 3DS. We didn't expect it to be a remake.
A remake.
Mhm.
Right. And I'm just like, wait, what? And that threw everybody off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think that's why when people look at Treehouse Live, those kind of announcements keep people coming to check in about E3, seeing what else Nintendo themselves may have. Because not much of Sony and Microsoft have anything after their presentations or something. We know that more news would drop, but that's when they like clarify some things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't. I feel like E3 just needs to evolve. I feel like, with the Ubisoft Forward stuff, the directs, the state of plays inside Xbox, there's just so many different ways to go about doing this now that it's like, is E3 even relevant the way it is? So I do expect some sort of evolution, and I think honestly the pandemic pushed that evolution forward faster than I think they wanted it to. They just got to incentivize these companies to be a part of it. But we're going to move on to our next topic here. A game that hasn't been talked about since 2010 was canceled by Konami. The game was done. Canceled by Konami. Didn't want to release it because of so much controversy and stuff surrounding the game. Is finally coming out. It's being revived by Highwire Games, which has a bunch of Halo veterans, Destiny veterans. Marty McDonald is a co-founder. He's doing the music for it. 6 Days in Fallujah is finally coming out. This was a game that was talked about a lot because of they were not only interviewing the military, but they were interviewing people in Iraq at the time, because this game was being developed during the Iraqi war and stuff. And LeRon, I'm kind of interested to hear your opinion on this, because you are ex-military, and I'm interested to see that point of view on it.
Okay. First of all, I'm actually really stoked that this game has been pulled from the ashes and stuff like that. When I remember hearing back when it was being developed initially, I remember hearing about it and I was like, oh wow, I really want to see how this game goes, because honestly, there's a couple of things, and yeah, I'm a veteran. A couple of things were behind it. This is a good way to show like regular people and get them to understand what happens to like our soldiers and our servicemen when they go over into these places and stuff like that, you know, and then we wind up, you know, they come back, you know, they have PTSD, they wind up being unable to function in the service, so they wind up, you know, getting out of the military, and then we see people homeless and stuff like that. This is a game, and also the Iraqi conflict, that's something that's still going on now, but this is something that's kind of fresh in our brains, because for a lot of people out there were kids that just barely understood it. But, you know, now we see adults out there, and now they'll actually have the first opportunity. And yeah, I understand it's a video game, so it's gonna dramatize and glorify, you know, like the combat and stuff like that, because the combat is the key thing that they're going to focus on, stuff like that.
And if you have Halo and Destiny veterans on it, you're gonna have some decent combat, I feel like.
You're gonna have some really good combat on it and stuff like that, you know. But, you know, one of the things that really like upset me when I first heard that it had been canceled, you know, is that, okay, like, you guys actually invested all this time, you know, interviewing like people who are actually out there and stuff. Like, this is a new way to have documentaries on like real life current events and stuff like that, and you guys kind of squandered it and wasted a lot of people's time in the process too, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, 6 Days of Fallujah. I am definitely glad that they rebooted it, relaunched it. Relaunched is a better word, because I will definitely like to see what, you know, was put out there and stuff like that. Yeah, as a veteran, like, I was in the Navy. I didn't really serve in that part of the Iraqi conflict and stuff like that, you know. As a matter of fact, I'm not even technically a combat veteran. I was deployed in certain places that could be considered combat specific, but we weren't ready for combat where we were at and stuff like that. So, but I'm excited that this game is coming back. I am. I really want to see it. This is first person shooters don't always move the earth with me, but the fact that this game is getting like a second breath, like, it's got me excited.
Yeah, ever since I heard about this game, I wanted it, because it was just something new, and I've never heard of anything like this about Fallujah and stuff. So everything to me was brand new hearing this, and to know that the proceeds that they were getting were going to go to some of the veteran families and researching and stuff like that. Like, they were doing this game justice, and yes, there is a business aspect to it, but they were going to be like donating money to it. So I don't know why Konami really got scared about it. Like, why did they give into the controversy? And I'm like, you got Metal Gear. I'm like, it's
the reason why is because it's too close to home. Like, you know, it's sort of like how they had to completely rearrange scenes in the very first Spider-Man movie, because like, you know, we still have references to Twin Towers. You know,
they had to do that in Metal Gear too, in the sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they didn't so much scrap a game. They retweaked it. But this was I mean, some people are still living that day. This is our Vietnam, honestly. Like, you know how you make jokes about, you know how we heard people make jokes about don't clap your hands or don't drop an object around granddad and stuff like that. Yeah, this is real life, that situation now for a lot of people out there.
Was Spec Up the Lines supposed to? I wonder what that's supposed to be. Was going to be coming out when 6 Days of Fallujah was going to come out, or was it already? Or was Spec Ops out already?
If I'm not mistaken, Spec Ops was already out. But the thing is, though, like, you know, a lot of these games that like mimic warfare and stuff like that aren't pulling like real events, you know, or trying to even like reenact real events, you know, like there's fictitious element to it. But this is supposed to be completely like, you know, like commentary for what happened, you know, in that sense.
And I think with the budget that they got, I don't know what their budget is. I feel like during all of this time, I think they went back to the drawing board and probably fleshed a little more stuff out, like added more stuff. You know, I think people are ready to play this, and I don't think people should see it as just a military first-person shooter, but I think they really should just go into the mindset that this is
a war document. This is a war documentary. Yeah, they should. I mean, let's put it this way. You know, if folks were able to like make movies based on there was two movies about the airplane crashes from 9/11 and stuff like that, and those movies didn't come out like decades after like 9/11. Those movies came out, I want to say, within the first 10 years. Here's the thing about it, you memorialized a bunch of civilians, who did a heroic thing, prevented more catastrophe, in a plane crash. Be able to memorialize actual soldiers who go out there every day, their lives are on the line. It's the job for them. It's not just some above and beyond thing that, some people like, oh, my plane just got hijacked. How is this going to end and stuff like that? That's where, and I feel like, I know the United States particularly, like, we don't do the best by our veterans. I am a United States veteran, and I'm kind of lucky in some of the regards of what I experienced and things like that. But we don't do the best for our veterans, and stuff like this will give better insight to what like our soldiers, serving, retired and deceased have gone through and stuff like that, and that can help bring the awareness and the understanding to things that happen in our society, especially as Americans. And this stuff right here can start making the changes and stuff like that. So yeah, I support it.
I know one of the hardest things is probably going to be the reviews for this game, because I think the reason I say that's because will the reviews hurt this game, or will people not be interested in it because it's close to home? It's because it's realistic, it's historic, and it's not that Call of Duty fantasy that they've been known of.
I mean, as long as you don't market it that way, right? If you don't come out with like a dubstep Call of Duty giant explosions trailer type thing, I feel like, I mean, it's. I don't think this game is going to sell Call of Duty numbers by any stretch, because like Spec Ops: The Line didn't sell great, right? But it's still revered as one of the best storytelling in games right now, or of recent memory, right? Because of what they tried to deal with in that game. But I don't know. I'm really interested to see what kind of story this game has to tell, and I wonder if the progression in technology and storytelling and even the world at this point, I wonder if it's gonna do better in that regard anyway.
Honestly, if they come at this game the same way they come at movies like Zero Dark 30 and American Sniper, this game will be just fine.
And I will say, if anyone's interested, do go watch the trailer. I think that trailer was so effective. Just seeing everybody talking, then seeing part of the game, just like, man, when I just knew that it was coming back, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a must-have for me. I don't care what platform it is. I want to buy this game.
Sorry, I don't think it's going to come out on Switch.
That's fine.
So, all right,
Nintendo would be taking a serious chance if they actually have it published.
Yeah.
For sale on the system.
Yes.
Nintendo.
Go ahead.
No, I was just about to repeat myself. That's all.
Well, I was going to say that somebody else is publishing it. It's not Konami.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah, like someone else is publishing it, but still, we have these conversations a lot about Nintendo. Nintendo's really, they're gatekeepers to what winds up on that system and stuff like that. And if it's one of those situations where like they might smell like a media nightmare, they will not let it show up.
Well, I think this game is because it's American developer. Nintendo really doesn't do like a lot of exclusives and stuff like that with American developers. They're focused more on Japan.
That's not true.
I was about to say it's not true.
Metroid Prime 4 is an American developed game.
Right, but Nintendo owns Retro. I'm talking about.
They don't own Metro. They own a majority stake in Retro. They do not.
Nintendo. What? I thought Nintendo owned Retro.
No, because they own a majority stake in Metro or Retro. Jeez, I thought
they Metro. I thought they own Retro Studios because.
And I'm not repeating myself. They own a majority stake in Retro.
I just said I thought. Okay.
Honestly, Nintendo does need to. Nintendo does need to be more flexible, but at the same time, like, Nintendo has a brand to protect and stuff like that. So yeah, like a game like this may not show up. I mean, crap. Like, I mean, what was it? Sniper Elite showed up on the Switch, and I was actually shocked. I was like, this game's on the Switch?
Yeah. Nintendo is more open to have people games come, but them working exclusively with a lot of American developers, Nintendo themselves, they don't really do it. They work mostly with Japanese companies.
That's okay. That's why Sony and Microsoft are there to pick up the slack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Eventually, one day Mario's not going to sell the way they want to sell, and then they're going.
Good luck with that.
I mean,
no,
I think that's why they're expanding I think that's why they're finally expanding into movies and theme parks and stuff.
Entertainment.
Because
every gaming franchise has a stinker.
I mean, let's be honest. Gamers these days, like, their first game isn't Mario anymore. It's probably like Angry Birds or Minecraft or some kind of weird puzzle game. Oh my gosh, dude, the OBS is just all kinds of messed up right now. Whatever happened to my computer just now is like really messing everything up. So,
oh no,
I'm looking at the live feed right now.
Everything is jacked. So, anyways, our last topic here is all right, guys, we're going to move on to our last topic. How our gaming preferences make this a better platform? We have a question from Frankie J. That's all his name is. Just Frankie J. Sounds like the
singer.
Is there like a singer or an R&B rapper named Frankie something? Maybe it's him. Maybe he's a fan. He says, "Hey guys, I've been listening to the show for a while now, and I think that despite your gaming differences, it makes you guys a better platform for discussions. Do you think that your differences in preference will ever hinder your show or your camaraderie?" No, because we'll just make fun of Ed for loving Nintendo, and we'll move on.
I think our different gaming preferences helps each other. Definitely game recommendations and stuff. It's also educational to learn that if we need to be informed about something or we want to know how to get help in a certain thing, we could go to each other person who has played that game or who is more experienced into it. I go to LeRon for a lot of Monster Hunter stuff, and I go to Corey for a lot of Destiny stuff. I'm primary Nintendo, and I know a lot about Nintendo, but it's always good to be like, let me play PlayStation, let me play Xbox, let me play these games that everybody else is playing to see why I should be playing them and what I can learn from them. It makes great discussions among us, and we have our differences and our debates and stuff.
No, we don't.
our debates, but it kind of shows. It shows our passion for games and why we love different types of games. Why I may think Paper Mario the Origami King gets better than Cyberpunk, or vice versa, and stuff like that. We can have that talk, or we can have that debate using that as an example, but we still have a passion for these games and stuff that we love to do. LeRon is just inside cracking up, just like, I can't believe. But those are kind of the differences that we have, that we can explain to each other and teach each other, and and kind of support each other with that. Go ahead, LeRon.
Ed's out here spilling all the secrets about what goes on behind the scenes. Corey and I are going to have to have a conversation with him behind the bleachers after all this is over.
Aubrey's posty cakes. The fat lump sticky ickies.
Oh God. Oh God. You had to bring that back up. Oh my God. Actually, I appreciate the fact that, we're all different and diverse gamers here, because in all seriousness, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people, and I do this in real life too. Like, I cannot just completely fall in on people who think and, express and like the same exact stuff I like. Yeah, true. Like, we have more in common when we do, but at the same time, like, if I don't think I'd thrive well if I was a Nintendo person just surrounded by Nintendo people, because like, if you look at like the platforms and I'm not just dogging on Nintendo, because There's a culture of game. There's a culture of gaming in Microsoft. There's a culture of gaming in Sony. There was a culture of gaming in Sega when Sega was a thing. There's a culture of gaming in Nintendo and stuff like that. Like, it's really easy to be tribalistic behind things. Oh, we only play RPGs. Oh, we only play platformers. Oh, we only play music games. Oh, we only play racers. You lose a lot of value from what you enjoy when you basically pigeonhole yourself in one set way and stuff like that. So our diversity, even though we do get into heated conversations, because you can't tell me that Paper Mario was a better game than Cyberpunk. You can't tell me that.
Sounds like you just did, LeRon.
No. All seriousness, I have a funny feeling because I enjoyed Cyberpunk, but I have a funny feeling that when I ever do sit down and play Paper Mario Origami King, because I refuse to pay $60 whole for it right now. I'm waiting for a sale. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy that. But
that's even funnier than Ed saying that Origami King's better than Cyberpunk is that Nintendo games go on sale.
Well, I think we can all agree no one's planning to spend $230 for the rehash of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, that nonsense! To be honest with you, LeRon, and we're going to get back to the question. I thought it was just like everything was in one collection.
That's what I thought too. I
there
thought
is one. It's called the store. There's one that has them all in it. It's called. It includes 3, I think. Or maybe it does. The story so far.
Only on That's only on PlayStation. Oh, the story so far. Yeah, that's everything except for Kingdom Hearts 3, and that was exclusive to PlayStation.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I own them all on Xbox, so I don't. By the way, talk about a series that does not hold up gameplay-wise that I really loved when I was, 20 years ago when it came out. Mm-hmm. Oof, man, that's just not sure if I really want to play that again.
Yeah, I'm not really ready to revisit that.
I should get done with 3 and call it a day.
But yeah, I mean, you guys have seen us on our podcast though, like you guys out there in the audience, stuff like that. You see, like we have some really good conversations. We have some really heated conversations about the things we love. And ultimately, if anything, like those conversations always helps, like bridge a gap to something because we could be missing out on something. Like I love music games and stuff like that. And I've told a few people about some of the music games. And yeah, of course they're like, oh, you're just a DDR nerd, but when they hear the other games I played, like DJ Hero and stuff like that, they're like, oh, okay, like, oh, you're just not some crazy person that's playing all these flashing lights games and stuff like that. Honestly, having conversations is the best way to not only broaden your horizons, but to also get an appreciation for other things. Because if I didn't talk to enough people about certain games, like for example, if I didn't talk to you guys about Halo and freaking Destiny, I probably wouldn't be picking up a Destiny game real soon here. But it's also nice to know that when I do pick up, like I'm gonna have Corey and Josh to carry me, so I can get all the god tier stuff.
Well, it's gonna when it comes to Game Pass on PC, it will be crossplay with the Xbox version, LeRon, so we can play together.
Oh yes. And I'm just gonna sit back and like, oh guys, you got this, right?
No, that's my role. That's what I do. No, I sit and let people carry me. We can't have another one.
Jesse and Corey carries me whenever we play Destiny, so I
mean, just like actually I used to carry people so much in Monster Hunter, they got pissed because like, man, just let me get in there and fight. I'm like, okay, and I step back for a second, and they get one shot, and they're like, okay, man, you can finish this now.
I think one good thing is it helps us do our shows. Crossroads, Power Block, Arsenal X, talk the walk. Like, who would ever thought that we would start a walking simulator show and actually deep dive into some of these games?
Let me tell you, it's that show is one of the shows that does the best for us. Like, not even kidding. Every time one of those posts, it's like, even on YouTube, man, it's just like, oh my gosh, we gotta, I don't know. That show just does huge numbers. It does bonkers numbers for us. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
I think it's because like we're like the only outlet at this time that does stuff like that.
I know. It's a niche thing, and I think that niche things do better, especially in this space, right? Like when people are like, oh, you want to work in the industry? Make sure you have a niche thing like sports games or racing games, or you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know, man. That show though, crazy numbers, and it's funny because Retrovaniacs is actually in the chat right now watching us. So, which we kind of partner with them to do it, but Billy and so it's I don't know, man. I think our diverse things allow us to also have a lot of inside jokes and a lot of and not to keep saying that we poke fun at Ed for loving Nintendo, but like that's one of the group's inside jokes is just like poking fingers at each other for liking certain things or not liking certain things, or like, you know what I mean? Like it makes it fun, and like I hope everybody realizes that like when we poke fun at people, it's not in a mean spirited way. It's in a we're friends, but we're just gonna jab at you. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm the PC master racer who plays every other system.
Yeah, you're playing that PlayStation exclusive on PC. What are you doing?
This is, I think, yeah. Because the thing about it, what people don't know, it's just like, so LeRon like gets on me about Nintendo, but then I showed up on his show and here I come with 35 games for his PlayStation list, and it's just like, okay, if I was stuck to Nintendo, how in the heck did I play 35 PlayStation 4 games in a year?
Here's the thing about it. Like,
how did you play
really
35
easy.
PlayStation 4 games in a year, Ed? That is a great question. I wanted to answer that question.
Yeah,
it's called going to work late, being scheduled, I should say, later on in the day. So in the morning.
How much sleep do you get?
I get about 7 hours of sleep.
You get 7 hours of sleep.
7 or 8 hours of sleep.
You get more than I do.
Okay, you go to work, and your usual work shift is what, like 8-9 hours?
7.5.
7.5. Okay, so there's 14 and a half hours. Or let's say there's 14 and a half. Let's make it a round number. Let's say it's 14 hours a day already gone, which means you only have 10 more hours.
I mean,
how much adulting do you do?
I do my adulting at probably around 10 o'clock in the morning till I go to work. Sometimes. But like normally when I get off of work, like my body is still going at least until 12 o'clock because it's still just running stuff.
Right. So on average, you said adulting from 10 o'clock till you go to work. So about how many hours would that be? I would go. I mostly end up at nights and stuff, so I don't have to go to work until 3 o'clock my time. Okay. All right. Well, the only reason why I'm asking is because I'm just trying to figure out, man, if I had time to like burn through like 35 games, I'd.
but everybody think I'm so not Nintendo biased. I play so much Nintendo. I'm like, I own 2 other consoles that I got 75 plus some games from, and I'm trying to work through that backlog.
I just can't figure it out, and that's why you're. I'm not gonna call you a unicorn, but you're like an enigma. because I have a whole backlog of games, and do you know how much time out of my life I would have to carve out to like hit like 10% of those games?
Shoot.
Yeah. It's.
I mean.
Hey, I completed 1 game this year already, man. I'm already ahead of schedule from last year. So.
Congrats. And I'm already at 3. Yeah.
I will probably. I'm making my way through. Cyber Shadow and 3D World, so I'll probably add 2 to the list. Plus, when my kid comes, I'll be playing a lot of games on Switch. So, because anyways,
I do need to beat more games. Like actually play and complete more games. I should say, not beat more games.
But that's the other thing too. Is like, LeRon, you and I play games that are everlasting, right? Like Monster Hunter doesn't really have a clear end. I play a lot of Destiny, which doesn't have a clear end, or like every couple months it gives you new content. And like, as opposed to Ed, who plays a lot of single player, this game's done, I'm gonna put it away and start a new game type thing. You know, like I have like 2,500 hours in Destiny, like since it launched, right? Like that's
And I have played and beaten some ongoing games. It's just like after it, I kind of got to move on because I got my feel of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is like, you move on. Whereas like, I downloaded the Division 2 again because the expansion was $8 and I had enough rewards points to get it, and my friend Mitch got it, and like when this season of Destiny, when we had our fill, we're gonna play the Division, right? And it's
honestly, I'm about to turn Monster Hunter back on just to play through the special content from the Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yesterday I was actually thinking of streaming Monster Hunter World for PlayStation to see get further into it.
I mean, first of all, like I'm Mila Jovovich's wife, so the fact that her character likeness is actually in the game, I'm like, I need to play this right now.
When did they release it?
In December when the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how did I? Because I haven't updated my Monster Hunter stuff. I got Iceborne on it, but I haven't did all the updates.
Oh, you haven't started Iceborne. I don't think the Iceborne requirements are. I don't think you need any hardcore requirements for Iceborne to be done to play that content. I think it's content that anyone can get into as long as they've beaten the base game.
I can't believe I bought Iceborne for One and PS4. What is wrong? No, I know what's wrong with me.
I mean, I've got the free copy from the PlayStation Plus collection for PS5, and I'm considering possibly getting the expansion. I don't, just
why? So you can play it 30 frames a second, maybe.
Oh, thanks for the reminder. Never mind. I have a SSD and like a DLSS enabled graphics card and all that stuff. Forget all that.
Yeah, I was like, man, you're really gonna do that, huh? Brave.
Thank you. That's $40 I could actually put towards that Paper Mario game.
Man, but like I made out the calendar of stuff that like I kind of wanted to play this year, and there's not a lot for me, right? Like I don't care about Resident Evil, right? Like I don't care about Deathloop. I wanted to try Outriders, but it's like, well, is that a game I'm really willing to spend $70 on and then like not like and be, you know what I mean? Like that.
You forget about it.
That feels like a Game Pass game, to be honest.
Outriders.
Yeah.
Or a Games with Gold game or whatever. Although I'll wait for reviews and then we'll see what happens. But like the only other game that I'm like really looking forward to this year, besides more Destiny content, is like Halo Infinite and Mass Effect, which are 3 games I've already played. So
yeah.
Where I'm just like, of course, when I get my Series X, I want to try the medium. I'm looking forward to Returnal. I'm looking forward to Ratchet and Clank. I'm looking forward to Resident Evil, and then whatever Nintendo has coming after like March and stuff. And it's just, I think for me, with my differences, it's just like I want to dabble in so much. Maybe that's probably why I try to buy a lot of games and try to touch everything that I can.
Because why it took you 4 years to beat Breath of the Wild.
You know what?
You were reading my mind, Corey. You were reading my mind because I was just sitting there like, we're going to talk about that dark stain on his gamer history. That's Breath of the Wild.
I mean, I know that sounds like a cheap shot, but like it's true though. Like you play so much that it like takes you a while to beat certain games, and like
it'd be like Hallmark games too, because I feel like any Zelda game that's part of the main storyline is a Hallmark game.
I didn't mean that to come out like mean or anything. I'm just saying like you play like 7 or 8 games at a time, and my brain hurts when you say that. It's like, oh my god, how do you do that?
Yeah, I'm literally a person. I can only play one main game and one side game, and
because the thing about it is I know that if I take a vacation, like, and I just don't go nowhere and I spend time at home, just play games. Depending on what difficulty I'm playing, I can end up beating the game in 2 to 3 days. Besides, like an RPG, but like I could do Titanfall 2 in 2 days. I could do, not mostly of Destiny. I'll probably go finish half of Destiny in about 4 days, depending on with the servers and stuff. I think it's just that
you could finish Destiny's campaign in about 4 hours.
The first one or the second game?
Ed, we're talking about Destiny 2. Every time we say that, we're not talking about the first game. We're never, ever talking about the first game ever again. If I say Destiny, we're talking about Destiny 2. Okay?
I just want to
remember that.
Because
put that in your head. If I want to talk about Destiny 1, I will say Destiny 1. But until then, if I say Destiny, we're talking about Destiny.
You said
2.
4 hours. You said 4 hours in Destiny. So
I meant
I'm thinking the
current campaign. Beyond Light is like 4 hours.
4 hours.
Let me just go ahead and put the disclaimer out there too. If I say Monster Hunter, I'm talking about Iceborne.
Dash World.
There's that. There. Our shows failed. We argued about something. We failed.
Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I think with me, like saying the whole game, like if I say Destiny, I'm meaning Destiny 2. I usually say Destiny 2 because I know there was a first game that came out. Different language for different people.
Well, kids, that's about it, I think. We hit all the topics. We hit the questions. It's 3:30. I think it's time to wrap it up. We had an active chat today. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching and showing up. You can find the Boss Rush podcast on your podcast service of choice every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on our website at bossrushgames.com, on YouTube, and I said podcast services already. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
You can find our family of shows on our website as well, including Crossroads and Power Block. Arsenal X is still being retooled a little bit, so it might be a week or two before that show comes back. We didn't record last week because of the big game. So LeRon, where can we find you?
You can catch me on social media at Exodus803, EXODUS803, and don't forget, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. on twitch.tv/Exodus803 for the Crossroads PlayStation show.
Yes. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at ThatBretcherCode. Check out Nintendo Power Block on Mondays at 7:30/8:30 p.m. And check out World War One Podcast and Optional Opinion on various podcast apps.
Yes. You can find me at I am Corey HD on Twitter, Corey HD on Twitch. You can find me on this show, Tower Casuals, the Destiny podcast. You can check out my new show, Standard Definition, on podcast services. We are recording episode 3 maybe tomorrow, depending on people's Valentine's Day plans. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm stacked for Valentine's Day, so if you need somebody, I'm there.
I'm going to sign you up. I'm going to write you down. Right here.
Word.
Okay. Like, subscribe, share, rate, and review wherever you find this podcast. I want to thank everybody so much for watching and or listening. And until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye now.